Well, team, the sun is just peeking outside the lower mountains here at the Elk Refuge. I've got the Grand Tetons in the background, and you've got homework today. I'm going to convince you this one drill is really going to help transform your run form. So let's go. Let's get it.
1, 2, 3, 4. I was born to run to.
As always, we're going to talk about what's on my feet, but I got to get warm. 29 degrees this morning at the start of the run. I got to get warmed up. All right, I never thought I would do it, but what's on my feet? Today, I have the Mount to Coast R1 road shoe. And full disclosure, Mount to Coast wanted to send me this shoe. And I was hesitant before I got it, and I was even more hesitant when I received it. But let me tell you, it really surprised me. If you follow the channel, you know most of my running in the summertime is on trails and in the mountains. I do very, very little road running other than maybe recovery runs during the summer. Most of my road running comes in the winter on soft snow. Therefore, I've come to be pleasantly surprised at how much I like this Mount to Coast R1. Why I was hesitant? It's an 8 mil drop. It's a little bit higher stack height, but this foam, this supercritical foam, I really, really love. It's not squishy, it's nice and firm, so I have really, really good ground feel. And my hesitancy of higher stacked foam is you always lose your ability to feel your feet and to use your feet for stability. And this is not the case with this foam and this R1 from Mount to Coast. Another thing I like about the Mount to Coast shoe is that it's not plated. Okay, so I don't have to be concerned about having the stiffness of a plate. That allows me to use this shoe for shorter, faster runs and for really, really, really long runs. Super versatile and a one-trick pony. And the 8 mil drop doesn't feel like an 8 mil drop. If I was to guess without knowing, my guess it would be, it feels like a 4 to 6. So that's really where I was pleasantly surprised other than the foam. And what this has done has actually made me a little motivated to do some long miles on road in the summertime, well, or in the fall, like today. And like we've mentioned in Born to Run 2, if you focus on run form, if you focus on foot core and foot strength, you can really pop into any type of shoe. But speaking of run form, let's dive in. So let's really talk about why is it even important to have good run form? Well, I did a video a few weeks ago on how run form is the most potent and important form of strength training we can do. And with that, proper run form helps create economy. And what's economy? It's your ability to run easily well. So we can run further, stronger. We can run further, easier. We can run further without fatiguing. Being economical is everything all of us want out of becoming a better runner. A few years back, I was fortunate enough to be invited to India to perform a 3-day run camp for coaches. I like India a lot. It's spicy, it makes other things feel easier. It also feeds the brain, helping you to think, to create, to embrace, to experience, to have gratitude and simple understanding. It gives you existence. Without hyper-awareness, you have chaos. With internal creative clarity, you have calmness and relaxation that even the loudest horn can't honk off the road. So I've signed the book for that kind of session. Many times when runners start to work on run form, It's a little challenging at first. It takes some patience, and it can be hard. Just like going to a different culture, seeing things done differently, doing things differently. And it might feel chaotic. It might feel challenging, difficult, but that's no reason to abandon this work. Just because it might be challenging and take patience doesn't mean it's wrong, doesn't mean we shouldn't all want the result of good run form. And with these run camps, my overriding strategy when it comes to run form is to put the individual athlete through drills to allow them to feel what good run form is. Challenging their body to be in the right biomechanical activity that again allows them to feel this. And in India, it was really interesting that I started to see how skipping really brought out all the dysfunction in all the runners' form. Some runners who had really good ability to skip for height had good form. Those runners who were a little bit challenged with the skill of skipping, challenged with their run form. It was an indication to me through the use of skipping of how good or how poor their run form was, and even more importantly, the challenges their body has from a biomechanical standpoint to utilize their body as one unit, in unison. Really correlating arm and torso with leg. And sometimes that's the most difficult thing for runners to achieve, is really bringing and coordinating the upper body rotation and arm swing with their lower body. And that's what skipping does. I could see if one athlete was tight in the hip flexors. I could then detect how well or how poorly athletes were using their glutes and engaging their glutes as they ran, just through this simple drill. And during my visit to India, I had the fortune of visiting a coffee plantation. And I saw the most amazing athletic feat I think I've ever seen. We were watching tree trimmers. They had to climb up these really, really tall trees to trim the top of the tree to let sunlight in to hit the coffee plants. They did this barefoot, and to our point of this video, they had to bear crawl up this tree, essentially operating one arm with the opposite leg as they bear crawled up this tree. Not unlike running, where we're sinking our upper body and our lower body to be as economical as possible. And these climbers, these trimmers, they would do 8 to 10 trees a day. It was just amazing to watch. If they weren't relaxed and using their body as one unit, they're going to fatigue too quickly and either fall or just not be able to be as productive as they need to be that day. Just like our running. How far do you want to run well? A fast runner is a relaxed runner. It's really, really hard to skip for height without having a phase of relaxation, or you won't get very high. So learning to relax. How many times do you see ultramarathoners out for their really long run or their race, and there's just no arm swing? They're just as tight and as tense in the upper body as ever, okay? This just creates fatigue. So not only doing skipping for height drill as a form of run form diagnostic, it helps train us to be a more relaxed runner, a faster runner. Seeing these runners and future coaches trying to execute proper skipping for height really allowed me to think on the fly and to understand very, very quickly what the group and individuals needed to do to improve based on the diagnostics I'm seeing from skipping for height. Maybe some needed to do 3-point crab to help loosen up the hip flexors. Some may be needed to do running lunge to really help continue to sync the body as one unit. Did you know that our ability to rotate in our torso with our arms directly relate to how well we can stabilize and generate force at the hips and our legs? So even in the chaos of starting to change your run form, to work on it, one, see it as a lifelong goal. See it as a lifelong craft that you hone. But through this challenge, we begin to see things differently. Just like being in India, seeing a different culture, doing things differently. There becomes an appreciation and really a transformative opportunity for you. Did you also know that by heel striking, we train our mind and our body to shut our glutes off and overtax our quads, overtax our hip flexors? This isn't the economy. This is just dysfunction waiting for something to go wrong. But we've been conditioned and brainwashed to feel a certain amount of tightness and to feel a certain amount of dysfunction because we're runners. That's how we're supposed to feel. Now, this brainwashing is no different than rules we play inside our head. Just like eating with your fingers in India. Having no real true traffic rules while out driving with billions and billions of people in India. It's just a different way. It might look like chaos, but ultimately there's some self-awareness there that leads to economy. Chaos forces economy. Struggling whether you should look to change your form or not? Are you a marathoner? Are you an ultramarathoner? Someone who takes thousands and thousands of steps? Wouldn't you want to be as economical as possible? So here's your homework to be your own best run form coach. So here's what you do. Ideally, you find some grass or turf that's very smooth and flat that allows you to really be barefoot comfortably. And then you're simply going to skip. Just practice skipping. Be like a kid. Don't think too much about it. Just quick skipping. Okay? And you can even film this so you can see what you look like afterwards. And again, don't try to think too much. Just simply skip. Quick skip, back and forth. Don't go too long because we don't want to create a lot of fatigue because we want it quick and good. I want you then to start to progress into skipping for height, where we want to take a lot of steps, a lot of skipping steps, and try to get as high as possible. Be like Michael Jordan and float in the air. Okay, this is going to help you produce more force into the ground. That's strength. But like we mentioned earlier, by trying to get some height, you're going to have to then relax. Our body always has a force and a relaxation phase to it. And the takeoff is the relaxation. If you don't relax, if you're too tense, you're not going to get very high. So through time, learn to relax so you can get a little bit higher. And again, improve this through time and get higher and higher and higher. We don't want to skip for distance. We want to skip for height. Again, float in the air. Take that head to the sky. And this is your diagnostic. If you have a hard time syncing your arms to legs, that's telling you something. And the cool thing is, doing this drill, or what I call skill, is your corrective action as well. Getting better at doing this is going to really, really improve your run form. We're putting you in a position of having to get better, okay? And syncing our body as one unit. And that's the key. That's the beauty and the magic of this drill and skill. All right, as you can see, maybe we've got a little coating of snow on the Tetons on the Grand. Thanks for watching. Over and out from the Elk Refuge. The Tetons, Jackson Hole, Born to Run World. See you guys.